Yes, Mr. V.K. Gautam, Principal Secretary, Directorate of IT, Government of Maharashtra, to deliver the keynote address. Welcome, sir.
Honorable Minister of State, Information Technology, Government of India, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I must confess that having gone through the spectrum of IT landscape, both globally and in the country, as was so comprehensively presented by Honorable Minister, and having seen the impact of digital transformation percolating to celluloid cinema, there would be hardly few things which could be talked about the impact of digital transformation that we are facing. When I got this invitation, sir, I just got caught by the subject of the conference. Because when we say that this conference or summit is all about enterprise, digital transformation, I find three very complex words being woven together. And I started first trying to understand that what does the organizers mean by enterprise part of it. And when I started looking for the definition of enterprise in this context, my mining went up to mid-19th century. And as you know that as students, we all are hardcore socialists. Slowly we get transformed into capitalist mode of society. So as students, we all have read Marx, we all have read Communist Manifesto, The Poverty of Philosophy, and all that saying by Engels. And I went to discover the definition of family which Engels gave in mid-19th century. He said, family is the first feudal class. Because the first sense of private property comes when you acquire somebody whom you used to call those days wife, then the son, then the daughter, then the land, and then the assets. And that is how private property is generated. So family is the first feudal class. When I started taking this clue to define enterprise in this context, I found that the best way is to follow Engels and say that in this context, family is the first enterprise. Because whatever we learned as students of geography in standard 6th or 7th or 8th, that this ecosystem that we inhabit or we live in on this planet comprises of 5 spheres, starting from troposphere and going up to exosphere. Today we realize that there is a 6th dimension to this ecosystem, which is going to make either this planet survive, grow, or perish. And I don't hesitate in calling this 6th dimension of the ecosystem the digitosphere, which is cutting across right from troposphere to exosphere. Whether you are trying to change the lives on the planet or you are trying to discover something out of the planet, your ecosystem is being completely cutting across through by this potent, very, very omnipresent line of digitosphere. So when I started looking, and we all are aware that today the relationships in the family, the way we relate to each other, the way we do our business, the way we run our government, the way we will do research, the way we will manufacture, everything is cut across by this kind of a digital complete bombarding of inputs. Honorable Minister went up to the stage of IoT, and that is why I first decided that we must also now say that government is also an enterprise. And unless we look at government as enterprise, we cannot be doing justice to this impact of digital sphere that we are facing. And this is where the challenges, if government is an enterprise, then what challenges we face? People sitting in front of me, I definitely presume that most of you are technocrats. And I believe that technocrats convert ideas into reality. I stand here as a development administrator, and having defined the state governance structure as an enterprise of perhaps many complex enterprises, I would like to share my ideas on the digital transformation vis-a-vis this enterprise called state government. You all are aware that India is going through a demographic transition phase which comes only once in the life of a nation. And we are saying that we would remain the youngest population with an average age of 29 till 2030, when most of the developed world would have average age of 39 to 45. So we have a large young population, and this young population is today looking for, which our Chief Minister, Mr. Fadnavis, recently, we were in San Francisco for the Oracle World Open just about 10 days back, and he said that I am here to find solution that how do I ensure security, prosperity and identity to the 64% population of this state which is under 30. And this is the challenge before the governance structure, that how do we meet the aspirations of this youth? Because if you have to meet this aspiration of this youth, you are also aware that your resources are limited. And as our State Minister just mentioned, that optimum use of resources to meet the aspirations of this young population is only possible through the intervention of technology. There is no way you can increase the area of land surface. There is no way you can increase the area of the volume of air that we inhale. It's only the use of technology which can bring us where the limited resources can make us not only feel secure, make us grow and create an identity not within this nation but globally. And once we look at these challenges of the governance, because you must realize that governments will have to survive. Governments in any modern civilization cannot have a recourse to any BIFR. Government can't be declared a sick industry. We have to keep governing the society, keep catering to the aspirations of the growing population. And therefore, as Honorable State Minister mentioned, there is a great vision of Digital India, which our Honorable Prime Minister has been very, very tirelessly pursuing. And Government of Maharashtra is in complete line with the Government of India's all 9 pillars of Digital India. So far as governance is concerned, and having talked about ourselves as enterprise, we are now realizing that if this optimization has to come, we have to go in for a complete enterprise architecture technological solution for the state as a whole. We can't afford to work in silos. And the key mantra of the business architecture that Government of Maharashtra has adopted is one platform, all services. And I'm very proud to tell you here and invite you to be part of this campaign that our Aple Sarkar, which means your government, is our business architecture common platform for all services. This is one platform which is today providing information under Right to Information Act, which is tackling grievances redressal, and Maharashtra being one of the few states having adopted Right to Citizen Services Act in 2015, I feel happy in informing to you all that today on Aple Sarkar, we provide 206 government to citizen services online with a back-end workflow integration. And from 26 January 2016 to date, we have handled almost 80 lakh applications of citizens for different G2C services, with 95% of them having been delivered on time, within the response time prescribed in the Act. We have also adopted one of the features that Honorable State Minister mentioned of MyGov. Aple Sarkar also has the state instance of the MyGov. So here we already have started dealing or treating Government of Maharashtra as one single enterprise, and our business architecture of one platform, all services is placed. And the key mantra and the vision is, how do we reach the stage where we can say Government of Maharashtra will not ask for any such information from a citizen which it already has. That is going to be the disruption. We all are aware, and we have some of our seniors here, that from birth to death, an Indian citizen, I don't know how many, must be at least 500 times, declaring at different forums his name and his father's name and his date of birth, his address. So the real disruption in governance can come when we say we do not ask any more the information that we already have. And if we have to reach at that target, we must get into basic connection of people, places, and procedures. I personally believe that there is no rocket science in it. If we apply ourselves and bring in processes which can connect people with places and keep a common data architecture, we can arrive at this, what may look like an absolutely undoable or unachievable situation. And we are working at it, and the target is that come 1st January 2019, and Government of Maharashtra will never ask a citizen any information that it already has. Because you all are aware that if I require a caste certificate to get admission or to get a scholarship, this is prescribed by either social justice department or tribal department, and it is required by either the education department or the higher technical education department. So if the demand is not mine for this certificate, why should I be holding it to my chest and running from this department, taking a document from this department and giving it to other department? I think it is high time that we give this pride to our aspiring youth, that you are no more required to get into this holding of or saving these documents from the fire and the floods and everything. And as Honorable State Minister was just mentioning, Maharashtra is one state, there would be many others also, which has already integrated its Aple Sarkar platform with digital locker. And we have divided our departments between issuers and requesters. So if any department issues a document, it puts it in the digital locker as issuer. If any department wants it, it requests it as a issuer. This is the kind of change, because this digital transformation has to actually transform the governance paradigms. The second most important thing is equity and inclusiveness. And that is where we are embarked upon creating a digital infrastructure in line with the BharatNet program of Government of India. And I am happy to inform you that on 2nd of October, we will be having Nagpur district where all 776 Gram Panchayats will be connected on Wi-Fi. We started with 5 digital villages in Nagpur district on 1st May. 15th of August, we took it to 500. Today, 2 lakh rural families are using Wi-Fi in these 500 villages. And I was pleasantly surprised, and including Honorable Chief Minister getting surprised when I informed him, he said, between 15th August and 15th September, should I tell you the average download per month per user in these villages? It is 15 GB. This is, sitting in Mumbai, I don't download even 2 GBs per month. So I know that there could be excitement. There could be a lot of YouTubes and movies getting downloaded. We know all that. But we wanted this excitement about this new wave to reach these villages. Today on Twitter, Honorable CM is receiving requests, sir, if the Wi-Fi has come, why is the e-library away from us? When we were talking to an ashram shala, which is a tribal residential school, 90 kilometers from Nagpur, the girls from those schools told that, sir, the nearest cyber cafe was 40 kilometers away. We have a target that we will bring Wi-Fi, high bandwidth connectivity, and create hotspots in at least 3 places in every Gram Panchayat. The Gram Panchayat office for our G2G and G2C exercise, the local school, and the local health center. We already have about 300 schools where the Wi-Fi has gone with digital classes. We already have 20 health centers which in the rural areas get connected to the center of excellence called JJ Medical College Telemedicine Center, and cases like small babies with heart holes are getting identified, being brought to the tertiary care. So basically, creating these digital highways to bring the paradigm change in the way resources can be brought for education and the health, and the next is agriculture. And therefore, we are encouraging the industry to bring in the inputs on IoT. We have a plan to create a smart grid of highways where every junction on the both side will have like a reservoir, the catchment area of rural areas, which will cover agriculture, animal husbandry, education, health, to bring this change in the rural life in Maharashtra, in addition to opening up the floodgate of digital rural economy. There is a large potential of the rural supply chain management, the rural BPOs, which can get onto this wagon. So we are creating avenues for you all to come in and participate to change the quality of education, the quality of health, the quality of agriculture practices, the quality of giving that push to the rural economy. Because we are aware that while Maharashtra's GDP has gone away from agriculture dependence, 50% of the population still depend on agriculture. And if the vagaries of droughts have to be kept away from them, they have to be brought into the different mainstreams of economy, the secondary sector and the tertiary sector, without pushing them towards cities and become part of the slum and create another challenge for the urban governance. So this is the way we are looking at it. We already have our plan for connecting all 29,000 gram panchayats by December 2018 in line with Government of India program. We have this smart cities program. Out of 10 that we selected, 7 are now in the Government of India list. We already have started doing Nagpur, where for the first time we moved away from a smart city being dubbed as safe city, and we are creating a 6-kilometer as a pilot smart strip, which will bring smart lighting, smart parking, smart transport management, smart solid waste management, and also environment sensors to advise citizens on the environment conditions. So this is the way Maharashtra is moving in line with Government of India's initiative, and we are trying to transform the landscape. Last but not the least, the moment we go for the higher levels of technology, the impact of the accidents also increase. When we moved on bullock carts, we had only the fear of breaking our hand or leg if we fell. But if you are flying in the aircraft, your whole life is at stake. The digital transformation, as Honorable Minister was mentioning very clearly, is now throwing challenges of cyber security. While we have one certain at the Government of India level, Government of Maharashtra is in its advanced stage of setting up a Maharashtra state certain, and to protect this certain, a SOC. We already have our design and plan ready, and in couple of months we will be pushing the first level of security operation center in place. Whatever we are doing with smart cities and digital villages, we are aware that very soon our population is going to find itself amidst billions of sensors around. So with every smart city project or smart village project is getting linked with the cyber security ecosystem. Whether it is an introduction of an ACI, SIEM, or whether it is threat perception or intrusion protection systems. We are going through this, but we know as global conventions have accepted that only way you can fight these threats is by creating awareness and by creating enough professionals in the cyber security field. So Maharashtra government has taken a huge program, and we on 15th August got in our network 50,000 schools which have been given the first basic primer on cyber security. And we are holding workshops. Government of Maharashtra has also announced from coming year awards for cyber security for school going children, college going children, the media which reports about cyber security, the industry which takes steps towards cyber security, so that this culture has to now come in. As we developed millions of .NET and Java programmers, the time has come that we need to have at least 50,000 cyber security volunteers in the state in next 2 years. And once this culture as a hygiene standard spreads, I think we will achieve a great milestone in terms of securing ourselves. I am very, very thankful to Economic Times and HP. HP incidentally is one of our strategic partners. We have signed an MOU with them for conceptualizing 3 smart cities in the state. And we recently in Palo Alto visited their head office, had a very good interaction with their CEO. And we are open to call upon all the industry leaders to be part in this digital transformation drive of Government of Maharashtra and be part of bringing the cost of technology down. This is high time that we start talking about open source, open platforms, so that we don't only deploy technology, we deploy it at optimum cost, at a sustainable cost. With these words, I once again thank Economic Times for having given me an opportunity to be among with you and share some of my ideas. It is only with the sharing of ideas and our roadmap that we can grow together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for sharing all your ideas. I'm sure they'll be pondered upon and acted upon by the various stakeholders. I'd like to call on stage Mr. Aman Kanjlia, Senior Director, Conferences, Times Conferences Limited, to present Mr. V.K. Gautam a memento as a token of our appreciation.